Hello everyone, welcome to Chaudhary Data World channel. Today I am here with 6 new DAX functions. In this I am going to cover up all these ones that are MAX, MIN, MAXA, MINA, MAXX and then MINX. All these 6 functions I will be covering up in this particular video. So let's get started with the video.
But it is, but there was some discrepancy with the video which I came across with today. So I thought to create this video again so that you guys can have a clear understanding about all these 6 DAX functions. Yesterday, whatever I video uploaded, there it was some sound problem. My mic was I think not working. That's why it was a bit noisy. So I'm making this video again. So hope you will like this video. So in this we are having max and min, which you already know that whenever you want to find maximum or minimum of any particular column, if you will provide that column into this particular max or min DAX function, it will just give you the output to whatever the row value, whatever the row which is having the greatest value, that particular greatest value it will be outputted as the result. This is the option number one with which you can apply min or max. Option number two is if you want to apply, you want to compare two columns with respect to each consecutive row or each corresponding row. Suppose first row it is over there in column A and second row it is first row it is in column B. So those both first row it will be compared, and whatever the greatest value of between both of them will be there. So that will be outputted as result. That means let me tell you it will let me just type it down whatever I am telling so that you will get a clear understanding that what I am trying to explain in the second scenario. So in the second scenario, suppose you are having column A, correct? And again you are having column B. Now is column A, if suppose you are having in this data is D1, and then in this column B you are having data D2. Here it's again the let's rename it D1 as D11 and then D12. Fine. D21, D22, D31, D32. Now let's see what I was telling you about the first scenario. The first scenario is that whatever in column A, if you will pass column A to this max function, whatever value it is greater, either D11, D21 or D31, it will compare all those values in itself, and it will give you the appropriate result according to that particular column. So in this column A, whatever the greatest value is, suppose D21 is the greatest value, it will result you as D21. Fine. Now the second scenario is you can pass here. In this time you were passing only col A as the argument or parameter. That means only you are passing one parameter here. But the second scenario, what it is if you want to compare D11 with this D12, again D21 with this D22, D31 with D32, you need to provide here two arguments then. And two arguments, what all those will be? Those will be column A and then column B. What it will do is it will just take up the corresponding values. That means it will compare D11 with D12, D21 with D22, and whatever the greatest value will, it will output a new column. That means it will be a calculated column basically. You can't create a calculated measure. So it will be suppose column C or the result column, suppose result column, something like this. And whatever the output you will be getting over here, that is D12 you have got here, correct? So let me just take, so D12, and suppose in this on comparison of D11 with D12, D12 is greater, you will get there D12.
Similarly, if we suppose in this D21 is greater, you will get D21. So for this, but you need to provide call A and call B both as the argument into the min or max function. This min and max function is applicable to all data types that are the common data type which on which this min and max are getting used is text data type, number data type, or the date type data type. So all these data type is applicable with this min and max function. Now there is another data type that is true or false, that is logical data type. If suppose there is some logic you have applied that column A greater than column B, suppose this is the logic it is applied over here in MAXA. If this logic is going to result you in the form of true or false, that means it is a Boolean data type, correct? This true or false data type is a Boolean data type. Then you can't apply this min or max function on that Boolean data type. For that, we are having explicitly a different set of data DAX function over here in Power BI that is called as MAXA. This is built for to handle all the Boolean data type, whatever it is there into your data set. Whenever you want to apply some logic into uh, some particular column or in some particular table, and if you want to judge that logic, whatever it is outputting, what is the min or max of it, if you want to judge over that, you will go with this max A or min A DAX function. Hope you got difference between max min and then max A min A. Now coming to max X. So max X is nothing but when you want to have a separated or different table from some particular table. What I'm trying to tell is, suppose you are having call A, call B, and let me delete this result call. This is not required as of now. Now you are having a table that is having call A, call B as the column with having data as D11, D12, D21, D22, D31 and D32. So if you want to apply max X in this particular table, for that where it is used basically means max X where it is used is, suppose you want to find out some filter. If you want to apply some filter condition over this particular table, that means in call A, if you want to have that D11, suppose it is if you are applying some filter over this call A, that means you are telling that call A greater than suppose 2. 2 is some value which it is containing. D11 is the value which is suppose some numerical value. D21 is numerical. D31 is numerical. Then suppose call A, if it should contain all the values which is greater than 2, not less than 2, then it will filter out this whole table, and this table will be resulting as again a new table that will be a child table basically, which will be containing, suppose if this D11 doesn't satisfy the condition, D11 will not be available there. It will start with D21. If it is D31 satisfying the condition, it will be having D3 into that particular table. Corresponding to that row, whatever it is containing in column B, it will be over there. That means D22 and then D32. So this table we got after application of this filter condition or filter function over in this column A, column B table. That is, this is the parent table. After filtration, we got this small table. Now on this small table, either what you can do is you can store this table somewhere, right? Or else you can go ahead with, you should be having some flexibility to deal up with this particular small table into the DAX only. So for that, deal up with that, you will apply this particular statement into this max X or min X. Max X and min X is differentiated only by maximum and minimum. It will give you max, will give you maximum of any value, or any series of value, and min will give you minimum of that series of value. So max x will be basically into this. You will apply filter over it, means you will apply whole of this condition, whatever it is getting resulted this uh, statement, whatever it is resulting this particular small table, this statement we can provide over here. Now now after that second argument we will be passing is, now under this table what column you need to get considered of. That means if suppose you want to consider the column B, now you want to find out that under this small table what column B is having, which value is maximum out of it. So this particular max x will be able to find out the maximum value of column B in this small table. So hope this is clear to you now. All these three DAX functions, three different DAX functions, right? Max, MAXX, MAXX, and similarly for min, all those DAX functions. Let me jump to the Power BI and show you real-time scenario how we are going to use it in the Power BI. So I will just take up this max functions. You can go ahead and check out with min by yourself. I will just apply this max, MAXA and MAXX. Let me jump to the Power BI. I will just go here and create a new column. New column will create a calculated column. You can check out that video as well on calculated column versus calculated measure. It will give you a clear understanding between both of them. So I will rename this as max. For that we are having a max DAX function separated. Now it is expecting two parameters, but the second parameter is the optional one, as I told you earlier. That means we can or we cannot provide two arguments to it. If we want to apply maximum over only single column, we can go ahead with that. If we want to apply two columns, we can go ahead with that. So it is expecting one or two parameter. If we are going with scenario one, that means we want to judge only one column, that what it is having the maximum value, we can go ahead and do that. Suppose we are having sales column, so we will use fact sales and we will close it. Now we will click on OK. It will give you whatever the maximum sales value it is into that particular column, it will give you that one. So 17499.95 is the maximum value sales column is contained. Let's jump to another one. We will go to table tools, click on new column so that the new calculated column will be created. Here we will use max a function over here. Before this, let me show you that how this for binary function or for binary sorry, my bad, for boolean data type, how it is not able to execute this max function. It is not able to execute the things. So let me just click over it. This was the max, right? Now here I'm going to apply, suppose I want to have true or false data type, correct? That means boolean data type. I can clearly see that in this column, if there is boolean data type, that only I will apply, so that it will be a clear demonstration that how it is not going to work. This max is not going to work, which will be handled by max a. So column, if I suppose applying over here, column if, let me click over OK. You can see that it is giving you error and it is prompting you that the function max cannot work with the value of type boolean. Then who will work with type boolean? Only max a. We are having a function which will, when applied, it will not throw you any error and it will very easily deal up with that boolean data type column. Now if we will apply OK, you can see that it will result you in the form of 1 or 0. 1 will stand for true, 0 will stand for false. So since in this column, if we are having false in each of the rows, so it is giving you 0, correct? Now let me just demonstrate the last column, last DAX function, that is MAXX. For that, I will be navigating to table tools, creating new column, which will be a calculated column basically. Now in this calculated column, I will be dealing up with column underscore MAXX. Now this MAXX, we are having different DAX function for it, which is expecting a table and then expression. So suppose we are having a sales column. In this sales column, we want to filter out on the basis of some particular value, above which whatever the values will be into that particular column, it will filter out and create a new table. For that, I will be using a filter DAX function, which will do that filtration process. And in this filter, it is expecting a table. The table will be fact table, which we are using right now. In this fact table, we can have a filter expression over there. So we are having sales column. Now this sales column should have the value greater than suppose 1000. Whatever sales above than 1000, only those rows to be kept. Now you got a smaller table, whatever it is right now we are having right now in front of us. Now in this smaller table, we want to apply max function over it. That function that will be sales column. On sales column only I want to apply. So hope you are getting this formula whatever I have written. That means we have applied filter DAX function, which is providing us a new table which will be having sales more than 1000. Now whatever the maximum of that will be, I am going to take up that one. So let me close it and apply over it. It will give you some value. Since it is already in use MAXX, I will replace the name with MAX new. Let's take up the look. See here. You can see that 17499.95, it was the maximum. If you want to go with the minimum, let's check out. Since we have applied that, the sales column should only contain if all the rows if sales is more than 1000. You can see that 1004 is the minimum value after 1000, which is getting represented by whole of this formula. So that was whole about today, and hope now all these 6 DAX functions are clear to you. If you found this video helpful, kindly like to the video, subscribe to the channel, stay tuned to the channel for upcoming DAX functions. Thank you so much once again for watching the video.